Equestria era, year 1322, Abraxius the Bold did a bunch of boring stuff for a really long time. Okay, I know history's important, but I never learned any of it, and look how I turned out.
Okay, Phyllis, obviously those three are moving on. But what about the rest? I think we're in agreement on this one. I know what you're gonna say, but it would be so much fun to have my vice head mare be a friend. She just needs a little more hoof-holding than some of the others, but it could still work out, right?
Starlight, I've given this a lot of thought, and even though I still believe naps are a valid use of class time, you'll be the one running the school. So if you say no naps, then no naps. And I know I can be a little stubborn and not the best listener, but I just can't wait for us to tackle this job as a team. Two great and powerful friends taking on the world. And I know you still have to go through all this interview stuff. Wink. But I just had to tell you how excited I am.
See? I told you it could work. All right, remaining vice head mare candidates, welcome to stage 2. All of you are here because you performed well, or well enough, to face your next challenge, parent-teacher conferences. The vice head mare will need to be a master communicator, and I can't think of a better test of that than meeting with our students and their parents or guardians.
I eagerly look forward to sharing my love of science with both progeny and progenitors.
Indeed. An orchestra is made up of different parts, and good communication is the key to harmony.
Yup.
A lifetime on stage has taught me that good communication is essential to holding your audience's attention, which is why Trixie is also known as a great and powerful communicator.
Life at the School of Friendship is like a song, and although she started out singing her part pianissimo, Ocellus is now soloing fortissimo.
That's good, right?
Indeed.
The science curriculum at the school is somewhat lacking, but Yona has taken to the subject like a yak to smashing. If fostered, I believe she could easily blaze a trail and expand our understanding of science itself. Next best! Next best! Next best!
Gallus is a fantastic student. He's even taught me a thing or two about napping.
Is that why you're putting me to sleep?
Excuse me?
I don't know why I have to come to these things.
Well, most parents or guardians want to be involved in our students' lives. Maybe we should find a different representative from Griffinstone to be Gallus's guardian.
Oh, that'd be great. If you find one, let me know!
I'm so confused. You're saying Silverstream is exuberant?
Yup.
And enthusiastic?
Yup.
But aren't those the same? And are they good? I mean, you could be trying to tell me she's unfocused, but then you might just be explaining that you appreciate her high energy.
Nope. Yup. Maybe.
There seems to be a lot of nuance here, and I just want to make sure I understand exactly what you're saying. So what are you saying?
Gallus doesn't need to know I'm proud of him, and he certainly doesn't need me trekking all the way to Ponyville.
Good, because you're no longer welcome.
Oh, well, fine with me.
Trixie, what happened? I'm not sure, but we'll have one less conference to worry about next semester.
I really appreciate your honesty, Big Mac, and you're right. Parents expect a lot of detailed communication when it comes to their kids. And if you aren't comfortable with that, vice head mare probably isn't the job for you.
Yeah, nope.
Starlight, I know why you wanted to see me, and you don't have to worry.
Oh, good.
It's thoughtful that you'd want to check in on me after my shocking confrontation with Grandpa Gruff. But never fear, I shall recover.
Trixie, that's not exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. You can't get into a shouting match with parents or guardians. For the final stage of the interview process, you'll each have to put together a field trip. And if you really do want the job, I need yours to be exceptional. Because if I had to pick a vice head mayor right now, it wouldn't be you.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Obviously, you're not going to give the job to some pony else, but you want to see my best. Well, message received. Wink.
Trixie,
The great and powerful Trixie is about to pull out all the stops. I hope you're ready for the most exceptional field trip to ever grace this school!
Is it wrong for me to think she might actually pull it off? Oh, don't answer that. Not looking forward to the performance?
I know Octavia loves music, but a field trip to a classical music performance isn't my idea of an exciting time. Okay, I take it back.
When I heard we'd be arranging field trips, I knew right away I wanted to take you all to my lab. I can think of no better trip than one through the quantum field. I am referring to time travel. I've been working on a temporal transportation device.
A chair.
And 3, 4, 5. Congratulations! You are now 5 seconds into the future. You see, we are all already time travelers. Who's next?
Now what?
Oh, I hadn't actually thought that much beyond this.
Ponies and other students, welcome to the greatest and most powerful field trip of your lives!
Where are you and friends going?
I am thrilled you asked, because today we're not doing a normal, old, boring field trip where you go somewhere.
So, not field trip.
Au contraire, I could have easily taken you to Froggy Bottom Bog, but we don't need to leave the comfort of the classroom for our field trip. I can bring the field trip to us.
Trixie, what did you do?
Well, I found the perfect little patch of bog to teleport into the school. I guess I just didn't consider the possibility that a hive of flash bees might have nested there. Who told you bees to nest in my patch of field trip bog?
Trixie, go with the students. I'll handle this.
I was only trying to give them an exceptional field trip experience, which you have to admit I did.
We'll talk about it later.
Starlight? Hey there. So, they're gone?
Yes.
Nice teamwork, am I right?
Are you kidding? I don't know what team you're on, but it isn't mine. This was a disaster. It was dangerous.
I think the words you're looking for are great and powerful.
It wasn't even acceptable! You went from not taking it seriously to blowing things so out of proportion you put every creature in danger. And I wanted to work with a friend so much, I ignored the fact that you would never be right for the job.
I'm confused. What are you saying?
I'm saying you'll never be vice head mayor.
But I thought you created the position for me.
Why would you think that? I created the position because I need help. But I can't think of any way that you would ever help me.
Twilight's friends always helped her.
Oh, that's because Twilight's friends are competent. They care about what they're doing, and they know how to do it.
Well, I guess I won't take up any more of your time, Headmare Starlight.
Starlight? I just thought I'd check in to see how the search for a vice headmare was going.
A lot better now.
Okay.
I really wanted it to be a friend, so I ended up pushing aside some pretty big signs that it wasn't gonna work out.
Not every pony is right for every job, but every pony has something to contribute. The trick is figuring out what.
What if you and your friend can't figure it out?
If you have a job to do, you have to decide what's best and be upfront and honest, even if that means you can't work with a friend on it.
So, I guess that means talking to them at the beginning, instead of stringing them along until you get so frustrated you totally lose it and say a bunch of really awful things?
Pretty much.
Oh. Trixie? I know you're in there.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm sorry for all those things I said. I just really wanted it to work out, even though I knew it probably wouldn't. I should have said something sooner.
Obviously, we can't have what we want, because I'm terrible at everything and could never help you with anything.
You aren't terrible, and you have a lot of great qualities. Maybe not Vice Headmare qualities, but great and powerful friend qualities. Well, you really stand by the ponies you care about. Gallus even said no creatures ever stuck up for him the way you did with Grandpa Gruff. It would have been nice to run the school together, but not every pony is right for every job.
I know how you take your responsibilities seriously, and maybe I should have known I wasn't exactly a perfect fit.
If it makes you feel any better, no pony was.
What do you mean?
Well, Dr. Hooves has decided to go back to his experiments, and Octavia is worried the responsibilities of Vice Headmare will take too much time away from her music. Maybe getting a Vice Headmare was a bad idea.
Starlight, obviously you'd like some help, and hiring a Vice Headmare is a great idea.
But who could it be?
Well, you need some pony who's responsible and detail-oriented, like Twilight, and smart, obviously. It is a school, after all.
It would be nice if I got along with them, since having it be a friend can't work out.
Maybe it can.
And I knew as soon as I read Trixie's scroll that it was the exact right thing for me to do.
But what about being Flurry Heart's Crystaller?
Well, honestly, now that Flurry Heart's a little older, there really isn't much for me to do outside of the occasional tradition or festival. And working at a school is what I always thought I'd do. I mean, if you'll have me.
Are you kidding? You're hired!
I had a feeling this would work out.
Oh, Trixie, thank you so much.
Between being insightful when I want to be and giving good advice when I don't mean to, I suppose I can be a pretty good friend.
More than that, actually. You really did give good advice. And you helped me talk through the problem of finding the right pony for the job. And we know you care about the students.
Trixie, the great and powerful advice giver, problem talk thrower, and student care abouter. I think I'll go with friend.
Friend is perfect. But there's a position here at the school you might be right for, too. What would you say to being the School of Friendship's new student counselor?
I'd say this office needs a bit of redecorating. Potted plants scream desperation.
Phyllis, no!
I just stopped by to thank you for letting me borrow your Daring Do books. I love them. Wait till you get to Daring Do and the Riddle of the Sphinx. This is actually my second time through. I read them all, from Daring Do and the Sapphire Statue to Daring Do and the Fallen Idol.
Fallen Idol? That's not in the series.
Oh, it just came out last week. Maybe that's why you haven't heard of it?
No way! Daring Do's biggest fan, me, would miss a book coming out. Besides, AK Yearling always sends me a copy.
Well, I'm happy to let you borrow mine until yours arrives.
The true story of the thieving fraud known as Daring Do? What? Why would AK Yearling write that about herself?
Oh, it looks like she didn't. This book says it's by Groom QQ Martingale.
Who?
Well, I guess he's a new writer.
A bad one? The only thing worse than Daring Do's destruction of temples is her cruelty to the mild-mannered Dr. Caballeron?
It was written from his point of view. I figured it was an artistic choice.
Or like a disaster? Listen, Daring Do isn't just a fictional character from over-the-top adventure stories. I've met her, and she is a real live pony. That's supposed to be a secret. We are the only ones who know Daring Do is really a yearling in disguise. But if other ponies read this book, how long will it take them to figure that out? We have to go warn her. Fluttershy!
Oh, sorry.
My little pony, my little pony. My little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. Until you all shared its magic with me.
Big adventure.
Tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong.
Sharing kindness.
It's an easy feat, and magic makes it all complete to have mine. Do you know you're all my very best friends?
AK Yearling is signing all her books at the bookstore today. We can warn her about what's going on.
Don't you think you should read Martingale's book first? Just to hear both sides of the story?
Why? The only true thing in that pack of lies is that Daring Do is real.
There's also a lot of insight into Dr. Caballeron's life choices. Did you know he's actually a history professor and an amateur bird watcher?
Are you serious right now? A random writer trashes our friend and exposes her secret, and you want to talk about birds?
Also spider cruelty.
What?
You have to admit, Daring Do wrecks a lot of spider webs in his adventures.
In order to save precious artifacts from the bad guy, who you seem to have forgotten is Dr. Caballeron. Are you sure you read the same series I did? Well, at least AK Yearling's true fans know Martingale's book is bogus.
I'm not sure those are all fair.
Why didn't your book say Daring Do is real? This changes everything.
And why do you only write about her good side? Is she bribing you?
On page 531, it says Daring Do kicks puppies.
She does?
What? No! Look, are any of you here for my actual book signing?
No.
Frankly, I don't even know how you could call it fiction if it's all real. You're as much of a fake as Daring Do.
I guess we're a little late to warn you about the new book, huh?
I always feared that someday every pony would learn Daring Do was real.
But why? Aren't you proud of your adventures?
Of course, but I'm not in it for the fame. The stories just seem too good to keep to myself. I wish I knew who this Martingale author was, and why he's determined to ruin my character. And me!
Maybe we can ask him.
No way! He's doing a signing across the street?
You'd better go without me. I can't risk the chance Martingale might recognize me as Daring Do.
Oops, sorry. Excuse us.
That's not Martingale. It's Dr. Caballeron in disguise. Now it all makes sense. Daring Do's arch nemesis created a fake author self so he can write books that make him sound like a hero. Who does that?
Yearling?
This is totally different. Well, up your old tricks again, huh? Just like in Somnambula, spreading lies to make Daring Do look bad.
Which is in the book?
I am just a simple author, telling it like it is. Should I make it out too?
Fluttershy with 2 T's.
We know who you really are. And unless you want us to tell all of them, you'd better answer some questions.
I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. But please, take a free copy of my book on your way out.
We aren't gonna let you get away with this, Caballeron.
Get away with what? I'm merely telling my side of the story.
You mean lying?
You think everything in A.K. Yearling's books are true? Daring Do in the Quetzal's Crest, she states that the fangthorn flowers are red. In fact, they are blue.
It's true. They are.
That sounds like more of an editor's mistake.
Still, if that is wrong, is it not possible that other bigger things are too? Take a look. It's in my book.
But I don't have to take your word for it. Come on, Fluttershy!
Something wrong?
It is terrible being misunderstood. It is true, in the past I have not been as nice to Daring Do as I should. But I have my reasons.
Want to talk about what happened?
My team and I were only ever interested in researching artifacts and taking them to our museum where other ponies could study them. But Daring Do always seemed to get there first with her own plans. I offered to team up with her, but she refused. She had her own ideas of where the treasures belong.
Daring Do did have a lot of artifacts on her shelves at home, but didn't you try to sell them to the highest bidder?
Only because I had to. Since Daring Do kept taking our artifacts, but the museum closed. We were desperate for money to keep it open.
She does destroy a lot of ancient sites, not to mention the homes of the animals that live there.
And I felt it was my duty to tell the world. Thank you for listening and understanding, Ms.
Fluttershy, 2 T's.
And I am Dr. Caballero. Martingale is merely a nom de plume to build my brand. You know, my team could use an insightful Pegasus like you, Fluttershy. Have you ever thought of being an adventurer?
Who, me?
Finally! What took you so long?
I decided to find out which author is really telling the truth, so I joined Dr. C's Tenochtitlan expedition.
Say what?
So Daring Do doesn't kick puppies?
That was one time! Accidentally! AK, you have to help me! Groom QQ Martingale is really Dr. Caballeron, and he has Fluttershy! The book thing was his new plan to ruin Daring Do's reputation. And he's trying to make my friend a criminal! They're off to Tenochtitlan right now!
He must be after the truth talisman of Tonatiuh. It requires the wings of a Pegasus to retrieve it.
That's gotta be why Caballeron tricked Fluttershy into joining his gang!
It's up to us to stop him.
Watch where you put your hooves, every pony. We do not want to disturb the fragile jungle ecosystem.
Oh, that's so thoughtful.
Yes, unlike Daring Do, who slashes plants aside with a cruel machete.
Thank you.
Fool! Don't you know that's poison? I don't want you to get hurt, my friend.
But I'm hungry.
Oh, I can help with that. Here.
You are willing to share?
Of course. That's part of the fun of having an adventure with friends.
Fluttershy!
Have you ever tried just talking to them?
That's crazy! You are on your own!
She's a goner.
I can't watch.
We're very sorry for coming into your territory, but we're just passing through.
How did you do that?
Every creature likes to be listened to. You just need to take the time to understand them.
You are more talented than I realized.
Thanks. I'm having the best time with you all.
Fluttershy must be having the worst time with Caballeron's goons.
We need to catch up to them before they reach the truth talisman.
Why? What's so special about it?
It has the power to make the pony holding it tell the truth. But Caballeron only wants it because it's made of solid gold. He'll melt it down and use it to get rich.
So if this talisman is so important, why didn't you already save it? You said only a Pegasus can get it, right?
Yes, but the temple traps are far too dangerous to face without a map. And maybe even with one.
Boss, how about we take the shortcut?
How about you be quiet? I mean, no thank you, Biff. Let's just follow the map.
Oh, I'm supposed to be Dr. C's second in command. He never listens to me.
Well, keep trying. I believe in you.
At last. Now we simply have to wait for the sun to reach its highest point. And our path will be revealed.
Withers, don't move.
There they are! We can catch them before they enter the temple. Get back, Rainbow Dash! It's Arizona!
Daring Do, my old nemesis. You may have outsmarted my jungle cats, but you cannot escape me!
We didn't see any cats. We're just here to rescue Fluttershy.
It must be a coincidence that only a Pegasus can retrieve Donatello's treasure. And there are two of you here.
Quickly, before the sun moves and it closes!
Phew, that was cutting it close.
And without a map, we'll have to guess which way to go.
Oh, no! I knew the truth talisman could not be moved by magic, but I never realized we'd have to fly to retrieve it. Our journey has been for nothing.
Don't be upset. I can get it.
Oh, Fluttershy, you are too kind. But I could never ask that of you. It might be dangerous.
I want to do it for all of you, my new friends, and to protect a historical treasure.
Give me a hoop here!
We did it! You're safe!
Thanks, every pony.
Give us the talisman, Caballeron!
We're not taking no for an answer.
Wait! You don't understand. My friends are researchers. They only want to study the talisman and keep it safe in a museum. Right, Dr. C?
No.
But you said...
Now that he's holding Tonatiuh's talisman, he has to tell the truth. Admit it, Caballeron!
You're only pretending to like Fluttershy because she has the wings you needed to steal the truth talisman. Isn't that right?
No! I admit that was the original reason, but my hench ponies and I have come to value your friendship and kindness.
Didn't see that coming.
Or that!
More intruders? And you dare to steal Tonatiuh's talisman? Guardian Goyles, attack!
Fluttershy! Can't you ask them to stop like the jungle chants?